Hi there everyone, welcome back. Thanks for subscribing, very exciting for me. And don't forget to like and subscribe, it really helps me out, obviously. This week it's going to be a shorter one because I've had a lot of people in the studio and I ain't got a lot of time on this one, but I thought I'd make it interesting by using the tape machine, or the 2-track tape machine, which is a Studer A807. High quality machine. And what I thought we'd do is I'd make a synthesizer lineup on the sequential OBX8 and we'd put it into the desk like usual. And from the desk, we'll go to the computer. So we've got a digital recording of it. And from the desk as well, I'm going to auxiliary out to the tape machine and then put that into digital as well. So we're going to record fully digital from the OBX8 and fully analog from the OX8. Both at the same time, coming in at the same time, and we'll have a listen to what it does. What we're going to find out today as well is, does it make a difference if you record to tape first from the desk, or if you record to digital and then to tape? Is there a big difference? We'll try it with the synthesizer. It's not an acoustic instrument, which would have been better. I just haven't got time for that, but we will do it in the future. And if you put it in the comments, and you know, anything you put in the comments, I'll take on board, by the way, and I'll probably will do it. So if you got ideas, bring them forward. I'll do it. You know, if you're curious about this, that, or the other, hey, that's what we're here for. Basically, I want to make videos that I would want to watch. You know, selfish or not, it seems to work. So I'm going to carry on. So I'll give you the chain so you know exactly what's going on. A few guys have asked for that. So, hey, like I say, it's whatever you want. The chain it's going from the OBX8, plugging straight into the desk. So that's coming up on a couple of line-ins on the desk. From that, it goes straight out. That's on the 1112, by the way. That goes straight out into the digital interface, straight into the door, done. That's the digital side recorded and done. From there, we're going to take an auxiliary off each, because it's a stereo, because it's a stereo synthesizer. We're going to take the left and right, an auxiliary out before it's the door or anything. This is coming straight off analog. OBX8 into the line in, out the auxiliary, straight into the tape deck. The tape deck goes back into the desk on 1 and 2. And 1 and 2 is going straight into the door once again through the digital interface. So we're going to record 2 in a line in real time, 1 through the tape first and 1 straight into the door. And then what we're going to do after that is, after we've recorded the digital and the analog, if you like, we'll have a listen back. But what we're going to do after that is we're going to take the digital version and record that straight out to the tape machine and back again. Okay, and we'll compare all three basically. So you got, in a nutshell, you got 1 digital recording, 1 analog tape machine first recording, then into digital, and the third one will be the digital recording taken out to the tape machine and back in again. More of a hybrid thing. So let's get on with it. So let's have a listen to the line first. Here we go. That. Let's bring it back. Obviously that's MIDI going out to the OBX8. So the OBX8 in, and the tape machine in. Let's quickly record it and go from there. So what I'll do is, just to prove that the tape machine is working, I'm going to play with it a little bit so you can go, no, there's no doubt. Okay, let's put record on. So that's the digital one. That's the tape machine. You won't hear the tape machine because I don't want you to hear both back at the same time. So if that's turned down, OBX8, you can hear that coming in. So let's do that. And I'm going to muck about with it first so you can see the tape machine. So until I press record on the tape machine, you won't get anything at all. So let's do that now. Boom. Levels are pretty good. Well, I've already matched the levels, so they're pretty much spot on. Take into account, you can push quite hard in the tape, which changes the sound up a little bit more. I'm not doing that. I'm going in at unity, so you can get the nuances of, a nice clean signal, so it sounds like. Okay. Stop that. I'll tell you what, I'll quickly play the tape so you can hear that it's not a lie. There we go. And watch this. There it is. Now, this is how you know it's tape. I mean, the other part is tape's really awesome. Sorry, it just is. This machine goes 15 IPS, which is inches per second, speed of it. 7.5 IPS, which is an octave down. Or 3.75 IPS, inches per second, which is another octave down. So it's a musical way of doing it. It means you can track at, a normal speed with your voice, put the IPS up, double it, and then you've got an octave up with your voice, blah, 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 blah. Obviously, it speeds it up and slows it down, but if you're looking for the best pitch shifter in the world, tape is it. Let's put it back. Can you hear all that? Ooh. That's something I recorded on there before. Oops. There it is. I'm going to put the 0 on there so I know where it is. This is tape. There we go. So now you're going to hear the digital recording back. Let's start recording on the tape machine before we start. Here we go. And let's do it. Find, if you know about tape machines, that what's going to happen is, because the playhead and the record head, start again, Now what you're going to find with tape, the only problem with tape is you've got to pull it back on the line to be in time with the digital signal. The reason for that is it's a tape head, it's got two heads. One's a record head, one's a play head. Yeah. So once it's recorded, it's got to run, the tape has got to run over the play head for it to play back. Okay. Now if they were next to each other, which would be impossible, it would record and play back at the same time. So there'd be no delay or anything. They've got to be beside each other. So it will record it, the tape moves over that moves over the playhead, then it plays it back. So there's a delay. Okay, so now we're going to get rid of that delay manually. Here we go. Stop the tape machine. Scratch my head. Oops. Okay. We've got the digital version that we've just recorded in from the desk. We're going to take that out to the tape machine, record it at Unity. We're not going to push it at all because, you know, I want to keep this as fair as possible. Back in, and record it and see, and let's just compare the lot and see what we got. Yeah, that's a nice rhyme. I'll turn the tape machine on and we'll go. Okay, here we go. There we go. So we've got three things to listen to. We'll start by comparing the digital recording to the tape machine recording, which is the first thing we did. So you can have a listen to that and see what you think. I'll leave the drums out on this just so you can have a listen to what's going on. Here we go. Down there. Press the solo button, you'll hear the tape. When the solo goes off, you'll hear the digital. Here we go. Let's get this out so you can see. Back to the tape. Okay, both very usable. Can you hear the difference? You can hear there's like that, the bottom end sort of, it's a lot fuller on the tape machine. You can definitely hear it. Yeah, and you can hear the vibe it gives off. It takes out a touch of forwardness from the top end, lays it back into the track a little bit. It's just a smoother sort of presentation, really, and that's kind of what tape does. Now you can smash into tape more, and yeah, that's even more fun. And obviously, it's a tape delay. You can muck about with it, do loads of tricks with it. So, kind of like another instrument, really. If you get yourself a 2-track, could be a tape deck. If you do get a tape deck, make sure it's got 3 heads. It's a 3-head version. Very important. Basically, a 2-head version, you can only record something on it, but you can't record in real time back into the DAW because it can't play it back when you record. If you've got a 3-head version, you can record and play back at the same time, just like one of these. That's what you'll see it on a lot of tape decks, a lot of the higher end ones anyway, which means that you can use it as a plug-in. So, I've taken the OBX8 digital version, the recording, took that back out of the DAW into the desk. From the desk, I've taken it out to the auxiliaries to the tape machine, recorded that back in. So now we can see if it's better off to record to the tape first, or if it doesn't matter. Let's find out. Here we go. Now, I've had a quick listen and I've just matched the levels as good as I can. So there's no cheating there. So let's switch between them. Let's see what happens. So we'll start with the digital to tape machine. Actually, it's odd that. Let's start with the original analog tape machine version and switch between the two. When you see the solo button pop up, that means we're listening to the digital to tape. Here we go. There you go. There's not a big difference, is there? I think, the original, straight to analog, if you like, there's something in there that's, let's call it 5% difference between going digital first and then to tape. There is a tiniest difference, but I don't think it's enough to be worrying about it, to be honest with you. Which brings me on to my next point. Digital is great for everyone right now, which means this is the time to buy a tape machine, because in the old days, They only had tape machines. Tape machines wore out day in, day out. You imagine that tape going over that head, morning till night. It was a very expensive game. These days, you can buy a tape machine. These are expensive, but you can get cheaper ones, or just cassette machines. As long as it's got 3 heads, remember that. You can do all the work you need to do in the box first. When you're happy with that, bring it out to the tape machine. Add that little bit more. So get yourself one. It's if you get something akin to that, Studer, you can get a Revox or something a bit cheaper. There's a lot you can do with it. It's not just a recorder. The effects you can get out of it, which I'll show you in other shows, is amazing. Anyway, so if you've got any ideas, put them down in the comments. I'll reply to just about everyone. Bring your ideas to the table. I'm happy to try it out. No problem at all. Sorry, this is a bit of a shorter one, but been really busy this week. But I will be keeping them coming every week, so keep your eye out for it. Like and subscribe. Yeah, do that filled in bell. You know what I mean. It really helps me out, and I can see a few of you lot are subscribing now, so that makes me feel good. So thanks for that. Okay, so that's the end of this week. I might fit in another one before the next one because this was shorter. But keep them peeled. Next Thursday, I'll drop another one. Pretty juicy one it's going to be, I think. So, yeah, keep watching. See you soon.